Hey guys, I thought I would do another video out on the street. You know, it's been a long time. I think only my second video I did outside my apartment. It's about 4:20 p.m. on Thursday, May 7th. And you know, sometimes you just gotta leave your apartment and just get out for a little bit. So hopefully you can hear what I'm saying. And I don't know what this cat's doing. It's just peeping at me. And let's talk about some of the news. So, well, maybe I should go in that building another time. So, had to get off the main street. I think it was just a little bit too noisy for you. So, this is what my neighborhood looks like, but let's talk about some of the news. So today, Saudi Arabia had 1,793 new cases. It's another record-breaking day. And of those 1,793, 396 cases were in Medina, 315 in Jeddah, 254 in Mecca, 194 in Riyadh, 171 in Dammam, 120 in Al Khobar, 48 in Jubail, 40 in Hafuf. Lots of other cities had some cases as well, including here in beautiful, scenic Khamis Mushait. We had 2 new cases here in Khamis. I wonder what this tree branch came off of, if there was a tree there. Anyway, so let's just kind of walk through this little wasteland area and talk about some of the news. So it is a record-breaking day for infections in the kingdom, but it's also a record-breaking day for recoveries. And today we had by far the largest number of recoveries announced in the kingdom. There were 1,015 cases of recovery, which is incredible. And we had 10 more deaths, bringing us to 219. So although it's a record-breaking day for maybe deaths, but for infections and for recoveries, if you subtract the recoveries from the infections, this is actually not a particularly bad day. And switching cameras again, let's talk about some more news. The Saudi Ministry of Justice announced that they're training 5,000, yes, 5,000 registrars to officiate online marriages during the time of coronavirus. And they say that 542 online virtual marriages, I assume the husband and wife are together, the bride and groom, and it's just some official in Riyadh or wherever who's doing these ceremonies. I don't know what kind of assemblies people can have for weddings and other things, but they say 542 have already been done in Riyadh since March 16th, since the day after my first vlog episode. So if they're training 5,000, which I think is an incredibly high amount, especially considering that we have only right now fewer than 600 official virtual marriages, that it might signal that this is going to be something that's going on for a long time. And I've talked before, I've speculated about how coronavirus is going to change the education industry, how it's going to change retail. Some of my old videos, education is going to be a huge one, gigantic. And I don't say that just because I'm a teacher. I do think in a lot of ways it's going to really revolutionize the industry. I did not expect that the marriage industry, or perhaps the divorce industry, would become, you know, transformed by COVID-19. But I guess this is something that's happening. And in a previous video, in the last episode, I talked about some statistics that the government gave out about the new cases that came out on Sunday. So a few days ago, they said that 81% of the new cases were expats and 84% are male. Now, it's not really a surprise, either of those statistics for me, but I think, especially because, women don't, at least in Khamis, in Aseer, men greatly outnumber them in public. So it makes sense that men are going to be catching the disease more. And also, it's an interesting thing that a lot of the Saudi men here, mostly Saudis, but every once in a while some Afghanis, Pakistanis, and other expats, they will grow out their beards, quite long, and sometimes even dye them orange, but that's beside the point. But when you have a beard, when you're not clean shaven, like I'm not perfectly clean shaven, the mask that you wear doesn't fit as snug on your face, and so you are more likely to have a bad seal and for virus particles to get in. And women who are out here almost exclusively wear the abaya, which is basically a full body costume, full body outfit, and it has a screen built in for their face. So I think that helps them avoid contracting COVID-19 as well. And what other news do I have? The Saudi health minister said that right now the death rate, the CFR, the case fatality rate, he said the death rate, but I'll say the CFR of COVID-19 in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is 0.7%. And that's very low. That's great work for all these Saudi doctors and other doctors in the kingdom. And they have a lot of experience with coronaviruses because MERS is it's a respiratory illness that exists in Saudi Arabia. So it makes a little bit of sense that they're going to have a little bit more experience dealing with this. Also, a younger population helps, but that's great because a lot of other countries, including my home country, United States, where I will hopefully be going in about a week, is U.S. has a much higher CFR, much higher death rate for the COVID-19 than Saudi. I think the worldwide average is like 3.5% roughly. Back in this park, which I showed in another earlier episode. It's about 4:30. Should be getting back to my hotel soon. The curfew starts in 30 minutes, and that's not something that I want to miss. It's a big puddle here, and actually there was a huge thunderstorm last night for more than an hour. Tons of rain came down onto the city, and I guess some of the rain didn't evaporate. They say it might storm again tonight, but I don't think so. And last story, let's flip the camera around. Last story is that 96% of the ICU beds and the respirators, the intensive care unit beds for hospitals in Saudi Arabia, they're still available. So Saudi's done a pretty good job in outfitting their hospitals with the right equipment that's necessary. So that's great news for them. So hopefully they'll never get to 100% capacity. So if you have any questions or comments that you want me to answer or address, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll try to answer them in another video or in the comments of this one. I don't think there are going to be many more episodes left. I should be leaving here in about a week, hopefully. So maybe I won't make it to 50 videos, but that's just the way of things. So thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, and everything else.